Hello, my name is Lynn Wilkinson, and this summer, during the first summer session, I'll be offering my course on the films of Ingmar Bergman. It carries the writing and global cultures flags, and it will meet Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 to 10 online, with additional recorded modules you may view at your convenience. Some people consider Ingmar Bergman the greatest filmmaker of the 20th century. I am one of them. But whether or not you agree with that statement, he is certainly one of the most important and innovative filmmakers of the past 100 years. And in my course, I'll attempt to give you an idea of the breadth of his work and why it's important. Bergman's career spanned over 60 years and included films such as Summer with Monica, Sawdust and Tinsel, The Seventh Seal, Wild Strawberries, Through a Glass Darkly, Persona, Scenes from a Marriage, and Fanny and Alexander. Here's an image from one of his best-known films, The Seventh Seal from 1957. In it, a knight returns from one of the last crusades, having lost his faith, and encountering death, challenges him to a game of chess in order to stave off the final moment and perhaps find some meaning in his life. Here's a frame from an earlier film, Sawdust and Tinsel, which premiered in 1953. On the right, you see an unhappy circus performer. On the left, an effete and arrogant actor who get involved, clash, and you'll have to see the rest of the film to find out what happens. Summer with Monica also premiered in 1953. In it, a very young couple take a boat and spend an absolutely wonderful summer on one of the outer islands in the archipelago outside of Stockholm. At the end of the summer, however, they have to leave paradise behind and return to the trials and obligations of adult life in the city. Here's a frame from Bergman's most famous comedy, Smiles of a Summer Night, from 1956. In it, four couples clash, break up, recombine, reconcile, and form new couples, along the way asking various questions about love, sex, and sexuality, including the one posed by the man in the nightcap on the right in the mirror. Smiles of a Summer Night was the film that launched Bergman as an international film director, winning a prize at the Cannes Film Festival that year. Persona was arguably Bergman's most avant-garde film. It has many intertwined narratives, but the most important is probably the story of two women who spent time alone together on an island. On the right, the actress who has, for some reason, stopped talking. On the left, the nurse who has been hired to tend to her on the island. In the course of the time on the island, the boundaries between the two women's psyches begin to blur, and by the end of the film, it's difficult for either to fathom who they really are. And the same might be said of many spectators. Who are we? Here's this frame from the beginning of Bergman's groundbreaking miniseries, Scenes from a Marriage, 1973. In this sequence, a journalist from a women's magazine interviews the couple in the frame, trying to depict them as the ideal or perfect couple, having the perfect marriage. But already in the interview, you can see that not everything is as it should be. To go over some of the practical aspects of the class, it's designed for students new to the viewing and analysis of film, as well as those interested in Ingmar Bergman and European film in general. It'll consider Bergman's place in Swedish and European cultures, the interplay between his work in the theater and his films, and his emergence as an auteur in the 50s and 60s. Writing assignments will include a 2-page analysis of a film frame, a 5-page paper on one or more of the films, and a storyboard of a sequence from one film, accompanied by a 5-page paper. You may rewrite either or both of the first 2 assignments. Only your highest grade will count. There's only one required text, film art by David Bordwell, Kristen Thompson, and Jeff Smith. We'll also read several important theoretical essays, all of which will be posted on Canvas. Again, the class meets Tuesdays and Thursdays online from 8:30 to 10, and also includes modules that you may view at your convenience. It's offered as Comparative Literature 323, European Studies 347, and Gsd 331C. If you find that one section is full, try another one. In conclusion, let me wish you all welcome, or as Ingmar Bergman would say, välkomna. I hope to see you this summer.